We hadn't talked about Jordan Love much.
Yeah.
With him, different dynamics. Like you said, he hasn't played much. How do you get to the level where you're comfortable to give that kind of money to a guy that hasn't played much?
I think it's, that's the stuff we don't get to see, right? What they get to see behind the scenes, the person he is, what they see in practice every day. And even though he hasn't played much, right? And we know, hey, full season last year in the second half was really, really damn good until the divisional 2 throws and the interceptions and all that. We know that. But it was high-level football. Now, what's different to me and like what you brought up with Tua and all that, right, is Jordan Love has the potential to have a year where you go, oh my gosh, wow, right? And if he did hit the open market, he might strike it even bigger, right? They believe in this guy. And, unlike Tua here with this, and this is where I have less of a problem with Jordan Love's contract than Tua, is there's no physical attributes or something you're going to watch in a Green Bay Packer game and go, oh, I wish Jordan Love had that. I wish they, could call the 20-yard out route with Jordan Love, but he can't throw it in the wind or the snow. None of that. Now, Tua has that. So, and what I would say is some of the high-level play we saw from Jordan Love last year, to me, where it's different than Tua, it goes beyond the system and the Mike McDaniels, silver platter completions and all the great plays. Some of the games we were like, our jaw-dropping with Jordan Love was like, oh my gosh, what a throw. Holy crap, way to move out of the pocket and throw it sidearm across the field to a guy 30 yards away. I mean, so there is physical attributes and things of that nature that I think a team sees and goes, ooh, there could be special on the horizon here. And let alone he turned the corner mentally and knowing how to play the game in the pocket to where I would think they feel comfortable. And they're looking at it more like, watch out, we got a good team. This guy's got talent. People are following him, and we could have something here. So there's a little more potential base to this contract, but I have an easier time swallowing this contract than I do Tua, quite honestly.
And you made a great point. They know him better than anyone else, and I think they had to be impressed by how he conducted himself when he was the one caught in that mess during the final 3 years of Aaron Rodgers' time with the Packers. Because remember, when that was all happening, I said the only guy I feel bad for is Jordan Love, because he's the only one who didn't choose to be part of this relationship. He got drafted into it by the Packers, and he's stuck. And he was a good soldier for 3 years. There was never any sign of him being upset or being frustrated. He waited his turn. He got his turn. It took a little while for it to really activate, and then it did. And it's kind of like what you were saying about Chris Greer and Tua. The Green Bay power structure, Brian Gutekunst, the GM, Mark Murphy, who's exiting next year as the CEO. This is their guy. This is their guy. They're all in with this guy. So they had to pay him. And that was the number.
They had to pay him.
And that's where the market is.
Exactly right. I mean, they wanted to pay him. All the reasons you stated, hey, to stamp the book closed, to go, hey, Aaron Rodgers' era is over. We got our guy here going in the future, right? So, again, was it a little rich, the contract? Sure. Was I like, wow, I mean, that kind of money, just for 1 year of play and all that? Sure. Did that make me say, wow? And was I a little shocked? Definitely. But I think when you unpack it and you think about the player, the talents the player can bring to the table, right? The size he has, he's a good athlete. He can make special throws in the pocket that not a lot of people in the NFL can do. And then I think you couple that with, wait, we got a team here that, I mean, as we saw, every bit as talented as the 49ers last year. Every bit. They were right in the same class as them, if not better, maybe, right? Without Jordan Love's mistakes, catching some of the Brock Purdy interceptions. The game was there to be had. So I think that also plays into this where Green Bay goes, wait, we better pay him now because we could be in the NFC Championship game or we could be in the Super Bowl, and this could be a top 3 rated quarterback in football, and now he's asking for $65 million a year. So they got out in front of it, and I understand it with this one from what I studied last year.
One key aspect that will get overlooked by the media at large, the extent of the new contracts. 4-year added on to the 1 year left for both guys. And don't think that Athletes First, who represents both players, didn't play the two teams against each other to keep it to 4, because teams want to do 5. They would have had him for 6 years. Both of these guys, Chris, are going to be eligible for new contracts before they turn 31. which is young as quarterbacks go. So they're going to be back here again if they play well. If they play well, it could all fall apart for one or both of them. But if they play well, they're going to be back at the table sooner than later.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. And like you said, 31, it's a great deal by Athletes First. Great job. They do a good job of supporting their players, right? But, yeah, 31 as a quarterback, you're in the prime of your career. I mean, you would argue that really at 31, that's when a quarterback is really at his best right now in the modern day era here of brain and physicality meeting at that pinnacle spot to go, wait, I've seen a lot, I've played a lot, and physically I'm not quite declining yet, even though I might not have a whole lot of years here. And that's where, yeah, they're going to be able to strike it rich one more time if things go the right way.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.